Alright, here we go. Today's workout is going to be the secret service snatch test. We've done this before. If you've never done it, the way it works is you have 10 minutes to get through as many single arm snatches as you can. So you're going to be doing snatches on one arm. You can switch arms whenever you want. So do as many reps on one side as you can, then go to the other side and switch back and forth, back and forth. The key is to get as many reps as you can without stopping and putting the kettlebell down and resting. So, as it says, switch back and forth between arms whenever you need to, but try not to stop completely. So you're going to go 10 minutes, as many reps as you can. First goal is to try and hit 100 total reps. That's 50 on each arm. If you can hit that, then keep going. Try to say maybe you can get 75 on each arm or up to 100 on each arm. If you're getting 100 on each arm, that's great. If you can get more than that, that's even better. For this go around, don't worry about your weight. So use something that you can get through the whole 10 minutes. Pretty much going, like I said, non-stop without putting the weight down, just switching your arms to rest each arm. So ideally that'll probably be about 8 to 12K for the women, 16 to 24K for guys. Obviously whatever is your weight you're comfortable with, you can adapt that as much as you need to. But like I said, work the whole 10 minutes, worry about how heavy you go later. Alright, so I'll go through snatches in just a second, and some options if you've never done snatches before. After that, we're going to do some yoga poses, holds. So we're going to go through 4 rounds of holding for 40 seconds, resting for 20. Give me 6 different poses. We'll have a side warrior, left and right, a supine bridge, a prone mountain, and then one arm bar hang on one arm, one side, on the left side, and then on the right side. We'll do a rotation with the bar hang. Alright, so I'll go through our options for our secret service snatch test first, and then I'll go through our yoga poses second. Alright, so for snatches, if you've never done snatches before, you can just start off with single arm swings. So similar to our regular kettlebell swings, where we're just hinging from the hips, swinging that kettlebell up, holding with 2 hands. So regular swings, grab with 2 hands, hike the kettlebell with single legs, then you extend the hips and swing it up to about eye level. So it's going to be that same motion, but now you're going to be doing it with 1 hand. Instead of 2 hands, you just grab the kettlebell with 1 hand, hike between the legs, extend the hips, and swing that kettlebell about eye level. And you're obviously doing the same thing on the other side. So that's the first option you have. If you've never done snatches before, you can just do swings. You should obviously be able to do more swings than snatches. Next progression is a high pull. So it's the same motion as a swing, but instead of the arm being straight, as you come up, you're going to start to bend the elbow, and you're going to think about pulling the kettlebell upward instead of letting it go outward. It should be more of an upward movement. So, same idea, hinging from the hips, grab that kettlebell with 1 hand, hike between the legs, extend the hips, and again, starting to pull that kettlebell upward. So the hips still generate the power. Now you're just, instead of going out, or up. So snatches just continues that movement all the way overhead. So you get that high pull movement where you're starting to come up. Once you get to about eye level, you're going to flip the kettlebell over the wrist, and you're going to punch your arms straight up in the air. You go all the way from a swing overhead in one quick movement. You have to hold the kettlebell tight enough to control it, but loose enough so that it will move in your hand. So again, hike between the legs. Start with that high pull motion. Once you get that high pull motion, like kettlebell is close, you're going to flip overhead punch towards the ceiling. You want your arms straight, so elbow and wrist are straight, and your kettlebell is right in line with the shoulders. Then you come back down into a swing. So you either come back down in a swing from the top by flipping that kettlebell, or drop the elbow down by the chest and then swing back from that rack position. Again, as many reps as you can on one arm, then switch to the other arm, switch back and forth. Goal is, like I said, at least 50 reps on each arm. Shoot for going more. If you can hit 100 reps on each arm, that's great. That means that you should be able to go for a heavier weight, which is what you would do for competition snatch test, single service snatch test weights. Alright, so that's 10 minutes. That's the first 10 minutes of the workout. Next we have different yoga holds. So 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off for 4 rounds. The first one is a side warrior. Side warrior. You're going to have your back foot pointing forwards. Your toes will point forward. Your front leg. Your toes will point towards your knees. So back leg, toes point out in line with where your chest is. Front leg, toes point forward, align with where your knee is. You're going to open up the hips, sink down towards that front leg. Again, really pushing that knee out towards the toes. And then you're going to bring your arms out to the side. And you're just going to open up through the hips and open up through the chest. Again, back leg, toes point out towards the chest, front leg, toes point at an angle towards the knee or the hand. Then you're just going to do the same thing the other side. Just going to switch the sides, opposite leg. Back leg is straight, toes pointing out towards the chest, front leg, toes point towards the knee. Open up the chest. And reach those arms wide. And sink down towards that front leg. So you're going to hold each of those poses for 40 seconds with 20 seconds rest in between. The next one we have is supine bridge. That's on your back. You want to have your heels as close as you can bring them. You're going to push those hips off the ground. So, heels close, feet flat, drive those hips off the ground, core extension. You should have a line from the knees all the way down to the shoulders, and arms to the exercise. Again, pushing down, help push those hips up, forward. Then think about driving the shins forward. So you push the shins towards the toes as you extend the hips, and you're going to hold that position again for 40 seconds. The next one we have is a prone mountain. So it's like a Superman pose. This one is a couple options. So you can do it like a normal prone mountain where your arms overhead. So if you want to grab something like a bar or a pen, get your arms out. You can be flat on your stomach, feet flat down, core is engaged. You're just going to bring your arms and your chest slightly off the ground and extend through the arm. For this one, I prefer trying to get those arms back. So even if you're holding a bar or a band, instead of having your arms out, and start working our arms back, you're pulling that bar or band towards your chest. If you don't have a bar or a band, you can mimic that motion. Just bring the hands down by the shoulders, or bring your hands down at your side. Think about pushing your fingers down towards the heel. Rounding up variation for our prone mountain. Next one we have is a one-arm bar hang. with the rotations, you're going to find a bar or rings or whatever you might have. You're going to grab on with the palm facing towards you. Sink that weight down. Don't let the shoulder drop. Activate it. So you're holding yourself up, but your weight is still mostly going to be on the legs. You're going to hold 10 seconds in one spot. Then you're going to rotate. So palm is towards you. Now you rotate your body. The palm is facing towards the ear. After 10 seconds. Next 10 seconds, you're going to rotate. Now your palm is facing forward. And the last 10 seconds, you're going to rotate all the way around. So it's going to be 10 seconds one way, the other way, third way, fourth way. Then you switch arms, you do the same thing. 10 seconds, hanging reverse grip, neutral grip to the side, front grip, and then get as far into a rotation as you can on that last 10 seconds. If you don't have a bar to hang off of, if you have something that you can hang from, somewhere in the house or outside on a tree, like a suspension handle, so you just do arm rotations where your arm is overhead and you rotate out and in. So anything you might have, a ring, a suspension handle, even like a rope or a band, you can just rotate your arms, opening up and out. If you don't have anything that you can use to hang from at all, another option is always just to do shoulder circles with the band. So grab a band, make sure your arms are straight. You're going to bring one arm around the head, and the other arm is going to follow. So you'll go the first 40 seconds leading with one arm. The next 40 seconds, you'll lead around with the other arm. All right, so again, 10 minutes of secret service snatch test, 40-20 for 4 rounds, 6 different exercises, yoga poses. As always, any questions, comments, let me know. Let's have a great workout. Let's go, let's go.